Wow. Excited to be here. I must say, Shivanian audience is very disciplined. I've not seen people moving up a lot. This is going to be a light-hearted session, right, Ramesh? You can actually relax a bit. We'll have the organic conversation. And so, Ramesh, before I get started, I must say that SAP and Sri Lanka have on a very connection. When Raji was talking about when SAP was on 1972, I was doing a chat GPT and found that Sri Lanka became a republic in 1932. I must say that both have aged really well. Absolutely. So, Ramesh, looking forward to having a conversation with you. I'm excited to be here. 20 odd years in terms of how technology is being adopted, and at the same time how SAP has transformed over the years. Please share your thoughts from your vantage point in terms of how everything has evolved across 2 decades.
Yeah, before I get to that, probably I think the backdrop of your Prime Minister here is good to hear yourself, Baji, Kiran, and also Mari from Mati. The only note is SAP for the last 20 years here, because I think the last time I saw such an audience was we were gathering about 2 years back. It's exciting times to see all the innovation unfold, and Sri Lanka coming out of 4 years of crisis, one from the other, and having a clean year, so to speak, without any disruption, and probably leading ahead of the economic downturn. Probably the interest rates are now to very inflation is down single digits. So I think there could have been a better time when having this event, right? So why they back down, I think we as John Keells, I would probably speak as a customer as well as a partner. Industry, they say we 2004, probably after a mess. So they say before 20 years, running several industry groups across 65 companies. Today they are close to about 2,000 users on SAP, 15,000 users on SuccessFactors. We use Concur. We have most of the SAP stacks running as all this. I think interestingly, we actually became a part of the accident, right? Because we were a customer, and a lot of the customers we invested after us was reaching out saying, hey, we want to get a point, you guys can do something. So then they became a services partner in 2009, they became a bar partner in 2012. I think the USP that we brought to the table was that we walked the talk. Like we were constantly hate our own dog food. Like not that I'm following a SAP dog, but in terms of we pretty much SAP, we learned a lot of stuff. And I think we shared that learning with our customers. This was probably the sweet spot for us. And I think as we evolved, I think we started with ECC as well, right? Then we've been to RISE, and we moved the cloud. We were just to move from SAP to Azure in about 2016, as early as 2016. And I think the learning outcome for us is, in terms of those days when we ran ECC, we had to think a lot of things using SAP, right? With the infrastructure we survive, what if the infrastructure goes down, what if they run out of storage. Today, I think a customer need to worry about all of that. So 20 years back, when we really actually invested $3 on software, we had invested another $2 on infrastructure to ensure that $3 gave value. Today, I don't think that is your hitting, right? With cloud, with RISE, currency, especially with adoption, it's like people can focus on their core business and they just use ERP for what's implemented for, right? And that's the kind of evolution that we've seen over 20 years, and increasingly now we design the RISE as a total group. So as we would today look at migrating from our current thing into RISE, our whole thought process is, how do I future-proof this for the next 10 years? So we ran SAP for 20 years. So how do I ensure that we lay the foundation to drive improves over 20 years, right? Because when we implemented SAP John Keells, we had 300 instances in 2002, and it built about 1,500 to 2,000 users today. And to be the next 10 years, to be able to see probably everybody is going to be using SAP in some shape or form, right? Whether it's an agent or whether it's at the core, hardcore grinding of integration, right? And as we evolved, now even we saw that our data journey about 5 years back. So we have data we found on Azure, and we are ingesting SAP data into our data lake, and we have about 80 data scientists punching stuff. Today, I don't think that 80 years will be warranted. Right? So 5 years back, we have to consult. We can see, set up, massive this unique. The data scientists set up the infrastructure to do all of these. Testing is out in the box. Right? So the speed to cost iteration has probably become affordable to an average skill set. I think that's the evolution that actually I'm excited to be a partner at this juncture, because you are able to see the effort that you're putting in come to fruition to show that.
That's very interesting. And as a partner, if I may explain this question as well, in terms of the opportunities that you see, not only for JKIT, but for the larger partner ecosystem, to really service the digital ambition of Shanmuganathan, I heard or 15 billion IT services as aspiration. So where do you see those opportunities for the partners?
So I think increasingly you scope of BDP and basically the cloud. So I think today one partner probably will not have all the competencies. I think so today we talk about platform economy, and I always say platform economy is all about value ecosystem, right? It's not about either value set. You plan to A to Z. Well, so you as a partner focus on what you can do, and then leverage other partners' competencies, right? Co-innovation. I think so. That's what at the view of we say collaborate, co-innovate, co-create. That's our mantra as God the psyche, and we truly believe we try disruptive innovation by liberating each other's steps, because it's impossible for single partner to kind of be across all these innovations that you all ambition, right? So I think it's important for us to take it up to 3 years cost, focus on it, and then collaborate to apply value. And I feel especially automation, AI, and I think more often than not, I feel 20 years, I would think as John Keells, we are not going to be using 60% of the objects and the potential of SAP as a platform. Right? Why? Because we have the use of data and we just build standard reports. Right? Unless someone really wants to dig deeper and see, hey, I want to drive, so to be 80 analytic use cases that we are driving with Octave is the advanced analyst unit. We are seeing lot more value that the data is unearthing. The same data which was just sitting without being explored. Right. So I think that's going to be a serious opportunity, because today you're talking about cost versus scale, and in terms of as we go down the one of the pyramid to drive through cost economics methods, right? So today the air in our do Chris is making 20% margin to 1% margin. So how you ensure that the platform, the investors kind of is appealing to the pieces across either in the non-lex or case, right? And see it simulate SAP sector, right? I think that's where I feel innovation is a caution, and you also have to look at in terms of customer journey and points of friction and how you really elevate the points of friction to create value. And I think that's where platform like SAP has really helped us in driving innovation across different industry sectors.
I truly resonate with you in terms of when you spoke about different requirements of the customer, how the cloud economics is actually making it so visible for the customers as well as the partners. If I were to reflect on the business that we have seen in India, which is the larger part of our business and cloud, our strategy has been about customer first. We speak about AI first and suite first, but at the heart of it is actually what be the customer first. And the way we went about building this entire ecosystem was really enabling all our partners to understand the world of the customers and understand the journey that the customer is in and the state that they are in. In this room itself, I would recommend that there are customers who are using ECC or S/4HANA or Nathan Viva, or other customers who are netting. Just quick trace of hands for the customers who are not on SAP ERP yet. I would say a minority, which is a good thing for the partner ecosystem and SAP here. But absolutely everybody has got a different journey and different point that they are aiming. And how the partners could actually craft the journey for the digital transformation of these customers is something where this entire enablement program gave me a picture. So today in 3 years of time, we have labeled about 100 plus partners on RISE, 100 plus on Pro. They are STEM certified, they have the competency, they have got at least one customer. to their fore. And we have seen more than 600 customers on Rise. We were speaking about that, 400 plus customers will grow. So for the organizations who are not taking up the journey on Rise and Grow, I would say that we are a very competent partner ecosystem here. JKITB.
I think Nitish being very modest. I was in Singapore about 2 months back. So India walked away as a partner unit of APAC, right? And probably has a phenomenal growth in terms of Rise and Grow. And I think everyone should be probably touching base on that sets a story and how that could kind of update it to feel untempted.
Absolutely, yeah. Thank you so much for that. I mean, like I said, it was building the entire ecosystem from scratch and ensuring that the right blueprint for the transformation of the customers, irrespective of their size and shape and industry, is being created, resulting in 2,000 plus Rise and Grow customers and total 3,000 customers on cloud. But I believe that where the crux of this entire health of ecosystem lies is not only looking at the customers through the lens of SAP, but really looking at the ripple effect of the larger ecosystem. You alluded to a point of how the partners need to collaborate with each other. So the larger ecosystem exists today. We have got the hyperscalers, we have got the IB providers, we have got the channel partners and implementation partners. How do you collaborate, come together in a typical overall effect and make the life of our customer easy? I think when I reflect on the business for the last 3 years, this is what has worked for our customers in Indian subcontinent. And Shivanta had a role to play, like you said already. We got quite a good number of customers, including JT, who has come on board on the cloud journey. So I think overall, it was a holistic approach. It was a far-sighted approach as well, in terms of understanding the longer infinite game that the customers are playing and how you can be a part of that journey.
What could your advice be for people who are still not there but skeptical about getting on the cloud for various reasons? What do you think your advice to them would be to fast track the journey post it?
Look, I can see that the proof points are already there. Like I said, 1,000 plus customers only in India. Globally, we have about 10,000 plus customers who have moved to only cloud ERP. If you include the line of business, you have got multiple hundreds and thousands of customers in your industry who are already adopting it. So the proof points are there. Number two, we have built a very robust partner ecosystem to make this journey feasible. And number three, that you already spoke about, Ramesh, is the economy part of it. When you look at it, it makes sense. It makes total business sense for our customer. And one of the state speakers here in the DS scope about the cyber security part of it. We had interesting cases of the customers coming to us with the data loss that they had or some kind of server kind that they had in their on-prem systems. And then we converted those problem statements into opportunities for the customer as well and moving them to Rise and Grow. So absolutely, this is the right time with all the forces aligned, all the planets aligned for them to do. So this is here and now is the time.
So I think one of the things I also not sure is I think in terms of the journey that I've seen, especially when we kind of take a few customers into play as well. So there was a food service company called Olympic that we can implement the Rise. So today the CEO that is kept it over, we could use this. So today he runs his entire business on Fury modalities. So when I went, we said his other ship into a bigger screen so that he can see all the tiles, so that he can say, I can practice CSS performance. And this guy now got to start this. So I said, now he says so. So I know because he's just achieving real days to so much. So he's so detailed and he's driving the entire business to implement on Fury. So I think that's how powerful today SAP has become today, because today I think I was having SAP Biham, CFO, about financial transformation. Is it, so when we maybe go to Rise, what's going to be different? I said you have to see the power of Rise so that you all have to get away from Excels and workforce and start driving business on ERP, right? So today you talk about SAP, you talk about DataSphere, you talk about group reporting. So today if you're doing your bottom-up planning on SAP, you need Excel, right? So I think that's so powerful it has become to do scenario planning. Even today we do at John Keells pre-podcast, but that's every quarter, right? And it was a huge exercise to go back to Excel, to refocus, then upgrade to SAP. Today you can do those situational analysis on that.
Absolutely. And it's not great tables from our colleagues on how AI has become the new AI, UI. We spoke about the Fury part of it, which you alluded to. And now everything is going to be through the dual interface so that you're not even touching the system. And that brings you to a question, Ramesh. As a tech visionary, when you look at the disruptive force of AI, which could enable the business, how do you see the landscape changing in terms of customer adoption? Because you as a customer, and then certainly the opportunities that it presents to the partners. Because a typical apprehension that some of the partners also have is that once AI comes in, it comes at the cost of the services. So how do you look at both sides of the fund?
So I think if you seriously look at adoption, so I think we started introducing Microsoft Copilot about 2 years back, right? And cost prohibitive, about $30 a month for a tool which did not have backend substance or data to catch, right? So I think that was the whole issue. So you do not put a cart before the horse. So if you have data and powering that with conversation to the bots, because much more easy. So I think what I'm saying is agent automation is going to happen, right? Because today you are seeing movable computing power at the edge, as long as you can liberate data. So today I think rise up low, you are giving a proper method to liberalize data in a secure way, right? So I think that's the whole opportunity that I see for partners is in terms of BTP and EDC, right? This will get a cloud, this will get a platform. Is where I think you're trying to extend it, make it unique sequential along with SAP. Then as you probably go, always going to remain the same for all customers, right? But the significant advantage will come from the partners or the customers OPAD and extensions are media and EDC, right? So that's what we are seeing. Today, kids from markets, we do promotional effectiveness, right? So those days, it was but pay, say, okay, you give 20%, you might sell 30% more. But so today, we are validating very statutory the fact. And a lot of the category managers have been told wrong that this discounting is not even needed for you to with the upside of the industry, right? So science is actually defeating cut, right? So I think that's where the opportunity in terms of AI is today. Anyone can do any role, provided you ask the right questions. You don't have to have the answers. So I think that's the power of AI, in my opinion, is you need to do the right questions and not the right answers. And if you ask the right questions, the body will give you a better and a deep answer.
Absolutely. And when you say ask the right question, all the bosses in the room will be very happy because they are the ones who ask the right questions and the team at say does the job. And it resonates very well with how SAP is looking at the ecosystem for AI, the base, and there are different types of partners which our customers interact with, the implementation partners. The opportunity for those partners and our customers is to see how we are bringing those use cases to life. Just our broader embedded AI scenarios. It's important that those get implemented so that our customers can take advantage of that. Second, there's a huge opportunity for all of us to create IPs using this AI. Which is, at the end of the day, we are talking about complex processes, how you can make it easier and smoother for you when you implement some IPs, deploy some IPs using AI. Third is about when we are selling the SAP solutions to the end customer, ensure that the right use cases are being a part of that conversation so that customers benefit. Because our experience in the industry is that whenever nice and shiny thing comes, people come on board, but the adoption rate is low. So key here would be to increase the adoption rate. And finally, looking at the entire holistic picture together in the business suite narrative that Rahul was talking about. So this is how we see the opportunity for customers as well as masters.
And also, what are the challenges that I see, obviously, for the customer side of things is, as you unleash all these products, now even when I talk to a partner, how do I assess this capability on an impact notion? So what are you doing about enhancing competency of partners and ensuring customers that they, as a base and mechanism of privilege reservation, and they'll say be a boss, so to speak.
Put a very relevant question, and since we have very huge ecosystem, a lot of our customers have this very genuine question that how do I assess the capabilities of the partners before I get into a mission critical application? And then what we have done is we have invested heavily into the what we call as partner competency playbook, in which we are defining clearly the competency levels of different partners on multiple dimensions by virtue of number of implementations they have done, by virtue of number of certified consultants that they have, number of years of experience, number of years of industry relevant experience, etc. So that our customers have a single version of truth when it comes to capability of each and every partner. And I believe this will really simplify your decision making when you are considering multiple partners in every country, in every market. We've got multiple partners, including in Sri Lanka. And this is our way of even motivating the partners who are new in our ecosystem so that they go up the curve and create more and more trust with their industry.
Exciting times ahead.
Absolutely, absolutely.